Hi there everybody, my name is Ali and today we will be going to do another bug bounty series, and this time everything will be in a realistic environment, and today I will be going to showcase the things which I learned from a platform called bugbountyhunter.com by Zishanu. Now if I talk about myself, after doing OSCP and a lot of work in pen testing, I felt like still I want to learn more about web vulnerabilities and bugs, how to find these bugs and how to exploit these bugs and how to make a report as well. But after going through bugbountyhunter.com for almost 2 months, I am confident enough that I can hunt on bug bounty programs and find some bugs, so I would highly recommend you to sign up on bugbountyhunter.com. Now in December there was a hack event on this platform, and there we need to find bugs on a website and earn some bounties as well. So I participated in that hack event. I was actually a beginner, but that's fine. Actually, I participated in it and I was able to find out 9 valid bugs, and there were a total of 30 bugs in that web application. Now, I know these are less, but still this boosted me a lot to learn more. So today I will be going to show you all the 9 bugs which I was able to find out in the hack event, and this is highly realistic, and these bugs were found by Zishianu on real targets. And I will show you another famous tool called for XSS, and that will be called KNOXSS, which was made by Brute Logic, and the wrapper around it made by XNL hacker called knoxnl, and we will see how this tool finds XSS automatically as well. So that being said, let's jump in. Now coming to the website called bugbountyhunter.com, this is how it looks like. Now first of all, this is not free actually, but the amount of knowledge you will be going to learn from this one will be amazing, especially though for those who are going to start in bug bounties. So now if I come back here, this event was called FirstBlood version 3, and what is FirstBlood? FirstBlood is actually a hospital management system, which it says here FirstBlood is a hospital that understands and care for everyone. Now right here we are having the scope of the web application and the available functionality, and these were the bounties as well, and there were some swag as well. So the first find for P1 is 500 and so on, we can see in this table. Now right now I will start this FirstBlood version 3, and this was my first attempt, so I will directly show you my methodology, what I learned from Barker for almost doing web application testing for and finding bugs for almost like 2 months I believe. So for 2 months or 3 months right now, and I will show you my complete methodology, and from that what I did right here, and how I found bugs on this hack event, and how I was able to find out 9 valid bugs. So I will be going to show you my complete methodology, and if you compare this methodology with my previous series from Naham Store, I have created a complete series on Naham Store, you will see a lot of differences as well. So right now in front of you, this is how FirstBlood looks like. So this is a hospital management system, and now it's all ours website, and now we need to target it, find vulnerabilities, and let's see how it goes on. So overall there were 30 valid vulnerabilities in this one. I was able to find out 9 valid bugs. I submitted a few more, but those were not accepted actually. So those were like P5, they were accepted but they were having no impact actually. So I will be going to show you those as well, what sort of mistakes I made, what sort of things I did, and then I will be going to show you a famous tool called KNOXSS by Brute Logic. So let's see how we go on. So first thing first, without doing anything, I will be going directly over to BuurpSuite to set up some scope, because BuurpSuite is extremely important. So I will go to my target, I will go to my scope, I will click on use advanced scope panel, click on add, and right here I will directly what actually I like to do is I like to pick any part of my URL and I paste it in scope. Now there are a lot of people who will do a lot of things, but I like to do this one. So I will copy programmer boy from here, I will come to my BuurpSuite, I will add this programmer boy into the scope, click on OK, and that's all what I actually like to do. Now if I come to my proxy, I can click on re-enable intercept, I will keep it off right now, HTTP history, then I will click on this filter button, I will click on show only in scope items, then I will click on apply, and Then what I like to do is I like to also see the render functionality, but there was a problem with my BuurpSuite. I don't know what is the problem. So normally what we do is I go to project options, I go to miscellaneous, and I go check this box which is allow the embedded browser. And then if I go to repeater, when I will go to repeater, I can see the render functionality here. It renders the page here as well, but for this version it will not work. For 2022 it will work, so I will hopefully update it as well. And finally I like to do one more thing. I like to go to proxy, click on options, and in right here I will check this bump mark as well. So I want to intercept only the things which are in scope, not the other things as well. So now that's all which I will do. Now let's come back here. I will switch on my Foxy proxy to BuurpSuite, and let's refresh the page now. So if I refresh the page, so if I come back to my BuurpSuite, right now you will be able to see that I am having all of the things right here. Now all of these are giving me 304 modified, not modified, sorry, because right now this has been cached right here, so that's why it is giving me 304. But that's fine, I can have 200 okay as well. But now let's start our, let me show you how I did and how I find bugs. Now so if I first of all come to home button, let's see what home button is doing. It is going to index.html. I can see right at the bottom. So let's see whether I get the same page. Looks like I get the same page. If I scroll down right now, I will not be going to click anything. There are a lot of functionalities. Right at the bottom there is book appointment, ambulances, about hospital, meet doctors, and our services. So a lot of functionality, but right now I will start one by one. So home button moves me to index.html, and then I will be going to go to services. The services shows me make appointment and find a doctor. Now make appointment, I can see right at the bottom, is going me to book-appointment.php. Find a doctor is going me to doctors.html. So that is an HTML page, and that is a book appointment. So if I click on book make appointment, it will go to book-appointment.php. If I see this in BuurpSuite, right now everything is going on. So index.html is here, then book-appointment.php is here, and then there is a svg which is getting rendered. I don't know what that is, but we will see that as well. If I come back there, this is a make appointment form. We can put a lot of things right here. Then if I come to the other find a doctor, it will go me to doctors.html. Let's see. And there is directly a strange thing which happened to me, that when I saw that it was showing me doctors.html, but when I clicked on that one, I don't know what happened, it redirected me, I think so, to doctors.php. So is there a redirection going on? Let's see in our BuurpSuite. And if I see in my BuurpSuite, exactly, so it is having a doctors.html right here. Let's see what it is doing. So doctors.html, you can see right here that yes, top.location.href is equal to doctors.php. So it is redirecting to doctors.php, and it is then going to show us doctors.php page. So this functionality looks interesting. I will try to find out somehow, can I find like open redirect, or I don't know exactly, but right now I cannot do anything interesting. So one missed report which I submitted here was that what I was able to do, and it was actually, I think so, rejected, which was I was able to intercept the request. I manipulated the response, and instead of doctors.php, I added google.com, and I added a very basic payload, and it redirected me to google.com. And this was one report which I submitted, and that was actually rejected. So that's fine. Now if I come to here, let's see what is on doctors.php. I can see all of the doctors right here. Again, okay, so I am having a doctor register and login page as well, but it is going me to doctors.html as well. So I think so same page. That's fine. Let's see what else we do have. Manage appointment, sorry, your appointments.php. Let's see what is this one. And it is telling us that manage your appointment, enter your appointment ID and retrieve, and then our journey is also going to about.html. And let's see what is on about.html. So about.html, and again I can see a strange behavior that about.html is again redirecting me to about.php. So if I come to my BuurpSuite, let's see what happened now. So about.html is here and about.php. So if I click on about.html, This time I got something strange. Let's send this request to repeater. What is this one? Okay, so we do have a JavaScript, and let's see what this JavaScript is going on. So it is creating a variable called cur URL window.location.search, which means the search bar. Then it is having a variable called parameter, and then it is searching for a parameter called curl. So looks like it is searching for parameters. And what is the parameter? Parameters.get redirect underscore URL. So looks like there is redirect underscore URL parameter being passed out, and then in a variable called redirect underscore URL. Then it is checking that if redirect underscore URL is null, which means if the redirect value of redirect URL is empty, move to about.php, else top.location.href to redirect underscore URL. So else move to other, like the URL, the value of redirect URL which is being passed. So right at this point, when I started out hunting on this one, when the event started, I directly came about this one, and directly in my mind came a vulnerability called open redirect, because right now I can see that there is a parameter which is getting it. So if I pass this parameter manually on this about.html page just like this, so let's do redirect underscore URL is equal to google.com, like this. So that's what I was thinking about in my mind. So if I do that one, because now the redirect URL value is not null, so if it is not null, the else part will get executed, and else part is that it will get executed. So this means that it should redirect me to google.com. But when I hit send right now in BuurpSuite, nothing was going on. It was showing me the same page. So I tried to go to the browser and do it manually. So what I did, I went to the browser, I changed this PHP to HTML because it was redirecting very fast. So I will not hit enter. I will do redirect underscore URL is equal to google.com, and if I hit enter, let's see what happens now. So it says 404 not found, and the server is nginx, and right now I can see in the URL that it is doing something with this one. So let's see the request in BuurpSuite. So if I see the request right now, I cannot see the response properly, and then I think so there is a redirect right here, or I think so I have select a option of follow redirection. It is set to never. So why it is not showing me 301? It should show me 301 or 302 right here, but I don't know exactly what's going on. So we need to do that in manually. I think so your BuurpSuite will be going to show 302. I don't know what option do I have changed, by which it is showing me 200. It is redirecting automatically. I can stop it by clicking on repeater follow redirections. Yeah, I have selected never, but still it is redirecting, but that's fine. Then it is redirecting to this page /google.com, which is actually it's saying 404 not found. So looks like that I can try to do something. So there was a bypass which I learned from Zishano methodology that I will be going to show you now. So right now let's try a few things here. Let's play with this one. So about.html redirect underscore URL is equal to, now I learned a few bypasses regarding open redirect from Zishano methodology, which is like doing a / then google.com like this. Then this didn't work for me. Then I did for /google.com, it didn't work for me. Then I did / /google.com, and when I hit enter, let's see if this works or no. And there you go. So this bypass did work for me, and I got redirected to google.com. So this was the first valid bug again, but still this was open redirect, so it was considered as P5. I submitted this one as well, and it was considered as P5 as accepted, but still no impact. Now after trying to do a lot of Google search and a lot of things, I was able to move on. Now the same thing, one more thing which I learned from Zishano methodology was that try the same things on different pages. So what does that mean? So the same thing on different page. So for example, when I see my BuurpSuite, there was another HTML page called doctors.html. Is the same thing going on doctors.html page as well? So let's try manually. So if I go to remove this endpoint, doctors.html question mark redirect underscore URL is equal to forward slash backslash forward slash backslash, which is this one, then google.com. If I hit enter, and let's see, no, it's not working right now here. So let's see the BuurpSuite right now. I think so. Is it doctors.html? Yes, so it's not working right now for me here. So we will see this one as well. If I try a few more things, let's say doctors.html question mark redirect underscore URL is equal to few more slashes google.com. Hit enter now, and still it is not working. So that's fine. This is a thing which I learned from the channel, and this will work again. So I will let you know where it actually did work for me. So now this was all about it. So there were a few more pages right now which I didn't saw right here, but when I go to home page, I was able to see them right at the bottom. So on the home page, when I scroll right at the bottom, right now there was ambulances, so this was missing from the top one. So I will open this in a new tab, then about hospital, meet the doctors, and these sort of things. So meet the doctors page is also interesting. Let's see this one as well. Our services is also interesting. Let's see this one as well. And looks like we do have everything, but there was also a login functionality as well. So if let's see these pages one by one. So ambulance.php, and after doing a little bit of date search right now, we can simply do date search easily. So I will not do that right now just to save some time. So after doing date search, there was a very basic page called login.php as well. So login.php was showing me the login page. I believe it was login.php. Let's see. No, I don't think so. It was, let's see, what was it? Login.php. Yeah, it is login.php. I don't know what happened the first time. So when it is going on right now on ambulances, right now it says we are en route and enter your appointment number. We will enter the appointment number right here, and then meet underscore doctors. Here we have the information about the doctors, what sort of doctors are there, and finally our services, that what sort of services do we provide. So this was all about this application. Now let's try to find some bugs. Let's play with this one and let's see what are the things which I was able to find out. Now first thing first, this was a very basic thing actually, and if you see my try hack me tutorials, you will follow this one. So whenever I get a login page, what I do is I always try default credentials. The second thing I try is SQL injection, and the third thing which I try is brute force attack on the admin username. So these are the things which I try most of the time. So let's try with the same methodology which I do normally in try hack me. What is that? Username and password. I will try default credentials like admin password, admin, and those sort of things. So if I type in admin and click on secure login, and right away I was able to log in. So this was the first P1 which I was able to find out. So this is extremely important as well, and this was a very easy vulnerability as well, and the first one who would have found this one will get a normally $500 bounty. So this was the first vulnerability which was a P1 for me. Now I have even much more functionality, so I will come to this functionality after some time. Now if I come to my home page right now, let's go to the main page, and now I will be going to play with let's make an appointment. So because right here I was having a lot of functionality which was making an appointment. So right now I will enter first name, last name. So in every field, what I have learned from the Shano methodology is add h2 tag and do anything. So I will do h2 test in every field. So test in everywhere I will do this one, and let's see how this web application behaves. Right now I cannot put it here, but in all of the other things I will paste h2 test, click on book appointment, and I got a thing here which says no this character allowed in the name. So looks like they are preventing cross-site scripting or HTML injection. So I can remove this right now from here, So I will remove this from here as well. I think so, from first name and last name. If I click on book appointment, and it didn't prompt me on email, it didn't prompted me on anything, so that was strange as well. So it should have made a check on email or other things as well, but it gave me my appointment ID. Let's see what happened in BuurpSuite. So when I clicked on BuurpSuite, right now I clicked on this one, and then the post request is going to made, and there is an API call being made behind the scenes, and we got an API. So let's send this request to repeater and let's play with a little bit. Right now I can see that my first name and last name were not allowed to add h2 tag, but I will try one more time. Can I add these now? So sometimes they might be, I can bypass these checks by using BuurpSuite. So if I do h2 now, and now I should get a same error message, but let's see, h2 here as well. And if I click on send, and we do got accepted. So this means that we successfully bypassed that check, and now we can add our h2 tags in our HTML. Now I don't know whether this works or no, but right now I was able to bypass this one. So now this was it. Now if I copy this appointment ID and see what is the functionality when it goes on. So right here I will be going on manage appointment page, and in manage appointment page I will paste my appointment ID, and let's see what happens. So if I paste my appointment ID, retrieve the appointment, and when I retrieve my appointment, it says modify appointment form, full name, a full address. So right now we can modify it, but right now all of the things are blurred, so we cannot right now. Then it says cancel the appointment, and we can cancel the appointment. So let's come back right here and let's see what happened in the backend. So there is again an API being called on qa.php, and then we are having this one. So now let's try to play with things much more. So what I will do now is I will be going to find out a few things. So first thing first is, let's see one more thing, that let's see the ambulances as well. So there was ambulances as well. If I can see right here, let's enter the same appointment ID in ambulances, and let's see what happens now. Retrieve, and it shows me nothing, I believe. Okay, error, ambulances has not been enabled for this appointment. Make sure to enable it when making an appointment. So this looks interesting. It says that your ambulance has not been enabled for this point. Now this is one of the most important thing which I have learned from Zishano, playing on Barker and all of the things. Try to add parameters on your own. Try to find parameters using paraminer or Arjun or whatever you are, but try to add your own parameters in the request as well. So right now it says ambulance has not been enabled for this appointment. Make sure you enable it when making an appointment. So this means when we are making an appointment, we need to do something with ambulance as well. So if I come down here right now, I cannot see any place where I can add an appointment, but I can play with the request in my BuurpSuite. So if I come to my repeater right now, here I am having all of the requests. Why not trying to add few more parameters like ambulance is equal to true, or ambulance is equal to 1, or ambulance is equal to like whatever, I don't know, but let's see how the website behaves. So if I try to add at the end ampersand ambulance is equal to true, hit send now. It says invalid ambulance value. So this means it confirms that right now I can add a ambulance, but right now I need to figure out that what sort of value do I need to do. So true is not working. Can I do 1? 1 means true as well, I believe, or 0, I don't know. But when I did ambulance is equal to 1, it actually showed me that you have your appointment. So this looks like that. Now will this work for me? If I copy this appointment ID, if I come to my browser now, if I come to my manage appointment, or no, don't go to manage appointment, ambulances, paste my new appointment ID, click on retrieve, and looks like it is working, and we have successfully enabled the appointment ID. So now let's see what happened in the backend. So if I go to my BuurpSuite now, go to proxy, see the request, API ambulances, and there is a call being made on ambulances which was showing me the error message right now. Then this one, and this time I got something strange. So when I See this one right now, you will notice that here I am having cross-site scripting, and this is called stored cross-site scripting. Now before Barker, before these all things, it was difficult for me to understand stored cross-site scripting, but now it makes sense that we have injected our cross-site scripting payload in the first name and last name, and it is getting reflected somewhere else on some other page. So this is called stored cross-site scripting. So now I can directly see that h2 tag is getting right here, which means that this is working. This is vulnerable to cross-site scripting. So for example, just for the proof of concept, if I go to my previous request right here, and instead of doing h2 test, I can add a basic payload like script alert, let's say stored XSS, and then script tag closed, this one. So if I copy this payload and if I paste the same payload in here as well, and now if I click on send, I get another appointment ID. Let's copy this appointment ID. Let's go to our this one, and if I go back, paste here, click on retrieve. So retrieve now. Right now I did get this page. Let's come back, and if I go to my proxy again, let's go to this one, which is API ambulances. Right now if I send this request to repeater, and if I click on send, right now you will notice that my script tags are showing me no encryption. If I show response in browser, copy, and if I come to my browser, I will notice that I should get a pop-up now. So there it is, stored XSS right now. So this was one of the best vulnerability which I liked the most, and which was very difficult for me to hunt. This was the one of the most difficult one actually for me right now, because I was a beginner and I was not having anything experience right now for these hack events and doing things much more fast. So this was the first one. Now afterwards, then I went back to the same page and I tried to play it with that HTML sort of things, which was getting redirected for me a lot. So I played a lot there as well. So what I was able to find out was, okay, so right now I will come out of this Drpanel as well, and I will see what else we can do right here as well. Then this was the main login page, main home page. So right now I will directly go to about.html, and the thing, after doing a lot of interesting things, I was able to manage one more thing, and this took me, I think so, on the 4th day of the event, I was able to find this vulnerability. This was again cross-site scripting, and again what I did was I tried to inject a JavaScript payload which is for cross-site scripting in a redirect URL parameter, and actually it worked for me, and it is called DOM XSS. So you are injecting a JavaScript payload in DOM and it is getting executed. So what I did was I again went into about.html page, and I did question mark redirect underscore URL is equal to like a very basic payload called JavaScript, and then colon alert, and let's say alert of 0, or let's click on enter now, and let's see if it works or no. And it was an easy win for me. That redirect URL was vulnerable to open redirect as well, and it was vulnerable to cross-site scripting as well, and here I got an alert as well. So this was another cross-site scripting which I was able to find out after a lot of time. And what I did was, again, I went to Rizishano methodology, I went to Barker, practice a lot there, and I came back here and I tried to play with this again, because I have read about Rizishano a lot of times that whenever you find a same thing on one place, try to replicate it and try to see on other places. So what I did was I tried to see whether I'm having any other pages. So again, on the home page, if I come down, I tried it on doctors.html, doctors.php, but right now there was again one more which was like make an appointment, so book appointment. So what I tried to think that okay, they all are doing .html and then redirecting to PHP. That doesn't make sense. But is there any? But this book appointment was not doing that. So what I did I simply removed .php. I did .html right here, and then I did the same thing. So redirect underscore URL is equal to, and I tried to do again an open redirect payload, which worked for me. If I do these forward slashes google.com, let's see if this works or no. So I did this same thing, and hopefully it did work for me, and I got redirected to Google. So this was open redirect for me, and I submitted this one. Actually it was like P5 accepted, but I did the same thing as well on book appointment as well. So book-appointment.html question mark redirect underscore URL is equal to, I will say JavaScript alert and alert 1 and hit enter, and this time I got alert 1 as well. So this was unauthenticated actually vulnerabilities like stored XSS, these two reflected XSS, sorry, DOM XSS, and then few open redirects. Then I was able to get admin credentials. Now let's jump onto the doctor panel and let's see what two functionality we do have right there. So I will again go to, I think so doctor panel was like this. And here we have doctor panel, and right now doctor panel says first at the right at the top, please note this management portal is no longer for use for managing appointments right now. And then there are 4 doctors, Julie, Shanice, John and Scene. Right now there are 2 doctors which are bookable, the 2 ones are unavailable, so it means we can book only 2 doctors. Let's see if I can modify a doctor. So right now when I clicked on modify a doctor, it redirected me to edit doctor question mark php, sorry, .php question mark id is equal to 1. And what I tried was, I tried can I do IDO somewhere like playing with the IDs, but I thought that I am already in an administrator panel, but I didn't notice that one. And so right now what I did was I tried to see the request in BuurpSuite. Again, after a long time I was able to figure out one thing, which was like, can I try to play with this id parameters somehow? And it took in my mind, first thing first, for cross-site scripting. How? So if I do, let's say if I send this request to repeater and go to repeater, then I got this response. So what I did was, can I have a reflected XSS or some sort of, so if I do test123 send, and let's see if my value is getting reflected. So if I search for test123, and I notice that it is getting reflected in an id parameter somewhere, and it is saying test123 right here. So what I did was I tried a web basic HTML injection. So if I do h2 and if I click on send, I will click on this settings button, and in settings button I will click on auto scroll to match, so it will automatically scroll down. So now I will do this one now, and it looks like to me that my h2 tag is not getting encoded in somewhere like %lt semicolon or %gt, so less than or greater than. So it looks like to me that I can bypass it somehow, but these are in id parameter and in double quotation, so I need to close the double quotation. So I will put a double quotation in the beginning, hit send now. Let's see what happens, and I am able to bypass it, I think so. Yeah, but right now there is a this one as well. Right at the end there is the closing angular bracket, so I will do closing angular bracket as well, hit send now, and now it works absolutely like best. So now if I try to change the payload to, or let's not change the payload, let's change the payload to cross-site scripting payload. Let's see if this works or no. So I will simply do script alert 2 and script, and I click on send, and this was the place where actually I was unable to figure that out. But if I scroll right at the bottom, let me search for alert. Okay, here it is. But if I click on show response in browser, let's see whether do we have a alert or no. So paste, hit enter, and we do have an alert box right here. So this was another reflected XSS and I was able to get it. But on the first attempt, actually, if I tell you the truth, I was unable to find out this manually, so I used Knox actually, because I have a subscription of Knox as well, and I used a wrapper over it by XNL Hacker, and I use his tool knoxnl, and I was able to find this cross-site scripting using that one, and I will show you how to do that as well. So these were the ones which actually I was able to find out. So DOM XSS on book appointment, then this doctor ID, reflected XSS, then right now there is one more XSS which is left, then we will jump over to Knox, then default credentials, then some default DOM XSSs on the about.html pages and other HTML page, and then the stored XSS on the ambulance feature, and finally one more which I will let you know right now, which I was able to find out. So there are two bugs left which I was able to find out, which were valid as well. So one of them was right now, let me see. Yeah, so first, when I went here, there was one more thing which was looking interesting to me, just playing with this web application much more. When I came back to my home page, let's come back to home page. If I scroll down right now, I was able to see one thing which is fixing HackerBack, and it says limited availability, join event. When I clicked on join the event, it directly went back to my HackerBack.html, and I can try the same things right here as well, redirect those sort of things, but it didn't work for me right now. I don't know, but there was a button called join this event. So when I clicked on join this event, I was shown my full name and mobile number. So let's try to full name as test, and mobile number, I try to enter test. Let's click on sign up, and it says please enter a number. So again, what will be in my mind that okay, I can enter a number only. So can I try to bypass this using BuurpSuite? So I did the same. So if I do mobile number 12345, click on sign up, it says success. Now if I come to my BuurpSuite right here and go to proxy right now, get this API which is doing the post request. If I send this request to repeater, what I did was I tried to add anything random, like let's say, can I add numbers now right here? So test 123 in the phone as well, and I was able to do 4302 found. If I click on follow redirection, it says success. So this means I can bypass this as well. So what if I add a cross-site scripting payload here as well? So when I added a cross-site scripting payload here as well, alert 0, and close this as well, send now, it says 302 found. If I click on follow redirection, it says success. But the question was, how do I get an alert? Can I get an alert somewhere else or no? After a lot of time, I was able to notice that this was also showing me on the admin panel. So sorry, doctor panel. So if I come to my doctor panel homepage, the things were reflecting here in right at the end. You can see HackerBack, and this is where I was able to get an alert box. So this was the things actually which I was able to find out easily. Actually, these were not about having a lot of struggle actually, but still it takes practice, and this actually was all from my end. And there was one more bug actually which I will not show you because that was related to the previous hack events, that we can edit passwords of any other user. I was able to find that as well because I researched a lot on the last hack events as well. Hopefully I will make some videos about those as well. If you like this one, you can just let me know, I will make those as well. Now we found a lot of cross-site scripting, right? So why not automate this all? So for that, I have downloaded a tool called knoxnl, and let's try whether this works in this as well or no. So let's open my terminal, and I will be going to switch to my VPS right now because I use VPS for my work. So if I do SSH root at, I think so it is, okay, so root at 156.672.180, and I will enter my password to log into my VPS. So just 1 second. And now I will be going to go into my op directory, and in my op directory I have a lot of tools right here for bug bounties actually. So if I use knoxnl, now I have purchased the subscription for this one, and I have done everything. So let's see how to use this tool. So right now this is all of the things. What you need to do is, after installing, you need to simply run it using Python 3, and you need to do like this one and do the help menu to use the help menu, and the help menu is fairly easy. Right now what we need to do is we need to specify the -i for input to send Knox API a single URL or a file of URLs as well. So I will try single URL every time. Then output, I don't care about that one. Then -x for get post or both. So I will use always both. Then what I like to do is -a for API key, but right now I will hide my API key, so I have added into my configuration file of this Knox XML. And then I also use advanced filter bypass as well right now, and I will always use verbosity as well, but right now I will not use my verbosity because verbosity actually shows my API key. So right now let's try to find out that how this tool works, whether this is great one or no. And one more thing before using this one, that make sure in mind that these all vulnerabilities were found by Zishano on real targets actually. So this is highly realistic and real world. So if I come back to my this one, and let's say where I found okay, so ID parameter was vulnerable. So this was the first one which I was able to find out. So if I come to my VPS right now, if I do Python 3, then I will do knoxnl.py, and if I do -i for URL. One more thing which I liked about this wrapper around Knox API is extremely great, which I will show you just in 1 second that what it does. So if I paste the URL right now, I don't know why it happens, it adds extra slashes which causes problems for me. So I will remove these slashes right now just to escape those question mark and those special things. Then after that one, I will use -afb advanced filter bypass and -x for both methods. And then what I will do is I will simply try to add an insertion point. So Knox XML actually shows us how to add an like specific injection point. So that is, I want to test this ID parameter. So in ID parameter, I need to do in square brackets, I need to do XSS like this. So when I will do XSS like this, it will show me, it will only insert the payload in this parameter, and it will only test ID parameter. And now I will not choose verbosity as well because verbosity will leak my API key. So if I hit enter now, let's see what happens now. So it will call that Knox API, and let's see whether it finds something or no. And looks like it didn't found one. So that is strange for me because it actually did find for me. So edit doctor, I think so it was not edit doctor, so it was let's try any other one. I think so if I come to my BuurpSuite, it was edit doctor, I believe. If I come to my request number 5, yeah, edit doctor.php ID is equal to this one. So let's try one more time. AFB, looks like it should work. Let's try one more time, because on my first attempt it actually did work for me. I don't know why it's not working now. Let's try on another API. So this might be a false positive, I don't know exactly what's going on. So I will fix that out as well in the next video if I can. But there was another URL which was vulnerable to XSS, which was let's come back to the main page, and it was about.html. So it was about.html, then question mark redirect underscore URL is equal to, copy this all, and if I now come to my here, I will press up arrow key, and let's see if this works or no, or there is something wrong, I don't know. So if I paste this URL here, redirect URL is equal to this all. Now there might be some problem, I don't know, but let's see. If I do XSS right here, and if I hit enter now, let's see if it finds something or no. And there you go, it did find for this one, but I don't know exactly why it was not trying to find out for the previous one. Let me confirm again that whether I was doing everything fine. if I copy this URL and try to do manually, I think so I might be doing wrong something, because on my first attempt actually it did work for me. So if I hit enter now, and if I do the dead payload, so this one, and then script alert 22, let's say 33, and closing the script tag, now hit enter, I do get an alert, but why Knox is not giving me? That was strange. So this is how, when we are using tools, this happens a lot. So I will copy this again. Let's try one more time. So I will remove this URL now from here, paste this here, and if I remove this slash and this slash and hit enter now, let's do without injection, and then I will do with injection. Or I believe I am doing one thing wrong, which is, now I got the point, that I am not specifying the cookie, because Drpanel actually requires a cookie parameter. So this is a mistake actually which I made actually, and sorry about that one. Let's see what is the flag to specify a specific header. So -h for header. I forgot about this one. Let's try one more time. So because there should be a header of cookie, which is this one, so I should have specified this one. I forgot about this one. Let's come back and let's try again, because I thought that it should work, because Knox is one of the best XSS tool. So why it's not working? So now, right now, I will add an injection point again in this parameter, so XSS, and now I will simply do -h for header, and in that header I will paste the cookie like this. So pasting the cookie, and let's hit enter now, and let's see if it works now or no. So, and there you go. Right now you can see I got an XSS alert here, and this time it says one XSS found. So I was making a mistake, because the Drpanel endpoint was authenticated, so we need to have some cookies, otherwise it will never ever show you. So right now you can see that why Knox is one of the best one. Right now this payload is extremely huge, but if I copy this payload, if I come to my browser in a new tab, and if I paste the payload, I should get an alert box anyhow. So right now it is not showing anywhere. So if I hover my mouse over there, so right now that's fine, because it is not using alert, confirm, those sort of things. But this works extremely well. This is extremely well tool for cross-site scripting, and exceptionally the wrapper about it by knoxnl was exceptional. So this is all which I was able to find out, these basic 9 bugs actually, and this was like less I know, but right now learned a lot of things from these. So that was all about today's video. Exceptional platform, bugbountyhunter.com by Zishano. I would highly recommend you again to come here, and if you cannot practice on this first blood right now, hopefully it will be somewhere soon, it will be available for all the people, so that they can come here for free and practice these hack events. And in the next video I will be going to show you the other bugs which I was not able to find out, and then let's see how it goes on. So this was all about today's video. I hope you will like it, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.